So, things got a little bit crazy last night, didn't they? If you're unaware, Nintendo fans have been dying for a new Nintendo Direct that would inevitably give us details about the big Smash Bros. Ultimate 3.0 update that we knew would include Joker as the new playable character. There have been all sorts of rumors and supposed leaks about what would be in the update and when it would come, but the truth was, no one ever saw it coming. Last night, Nintendo just stealth dropped a 15-plus minute video giving us all we wanted to know, an in-depth breakdown of Joker as a playable character, including everyone's new favorite move in Smash Bros., Gun, his new Mementos stage, which I honestly think I'm more hyped for that than Joker as a playable character. I think it looks so cool. You've got other members of the Phantom Thieves hanging out. Anytime you want to dress your stage setting with some Panther, I think you're making the right choice. Anyway, the Morgana van can blast in, and the stage changes colors based on the music playing. Let's just talk a little bit about that, because obviously Persona 5 has some amazing audio tracks, but this is Smash Bros., so you can't just have a bunch from that one game. They've got to go all out and pull in tracks from Persona 3 and Persona 4 as well. Even beyond that, they added Mii costumes to the game that are also based off of Persona 3 and 4. There were other costumes added from Sonic as well, Tails and the infamous Knuckles costume. I saw there were a few people that were irritated about these being from the last game and being DLC again here. I don't know, it's hard for me to get mad about any DLC in this game, even if it's paid, because there's just so much free content in it. Which, let's mention the other big addition from this video. Stage Builder is back, and it looks great. It'll interact with everyone's favorite Nintendo Switch app, so you can browse stages while not on the console. But for real, the possibilities they showed here were pretty sweet, and I'm eager to see what everyone's going to come up with. So again, I think the content they're putting in this game for free, like Stage Builder, way outweighs a costume, for instance, that they're going to charge you, less than $1 for? So yeah, overall, very solid presentation, but it left a lot of people wondering, why was it done this way? Again, just a random video drop late at night? No build-up, no fanfare, no Nintendo Direct? To start, why does it even matter? Well, like I said, there is more build-up, more anticipation. The streaming aspects allows it to be a community event that generates, I think, even more excitement, more engagement, interaction between players. I guarantee you, if this was marketed in advance as a Smash Direct, tons of people would have streamed it. I know I certainly would have. And even if you didn't have any other games to show for a general Direct, Smash is certainly a game that is worthy of its own. We've gotten dedicated Smash Directs in the past. In fact, there was a big one in November of last year before the game came out. Yes, this video package was shorter, smaller, but I'd also point out we've had smaller Directs. And just look at the views. The post for that last Smash Direct has 3.9 million views, and it was 5 months ago. And this Smash Update video has already crossed 2.5 million views in the first 24 hours. Yeah, there was all the streaming and stuff taking place during the last one, which would subtract from the views, but I think it's hard to argue that this update wasn't worthy of a Direct. Let's also note that this video is basically a Direct in every aspect besides the name. I mean, if this video was exactly the same, had Direct in the title and a Nintendo Direct intro or something, everyone would have just been like, yeah, that was a great Smash Direct. They're still saying that, actually. Tons of people on social media are just referring to it as a Smash Direct. So again, why didn't they just give it the full Direct treatment? Well, there are various possibilities here. For sure, not everything has to be a Nintendo Direct. Like I said, content-wise, this was just as good, and I do think it worked well as a surprise. While having all the build-up before a Direct is great to get people pumped up, I think it's also nice to keep people on their toes a bit, and sometimes just drop things randomly like this, even if they are pretty significant. You also don't run the risk of building up expectations as much as you do with the Directs. That seems to often be probably the biggest problem with Nintendo Directs in terms of community reception. After they're announced, people take all the time in between the announcement and the Direct to build it up in their mind. Everyone's posting, what to expect videos, imagining that this one is going to be the best Direct ever, and then when it's not, a lot of people wind up disappointed. So there are definitely positive aspects, I think, of the stealth announcement drop, and I'm sure that all has something to do with it. But there is one other thing I'd like to point out about all this. Yesterday ended up being a pretty big day for all of the big three, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. Microsoft held an episode of Inside Xbox that was announced prior to the event. That wasn't a stealth thing, where they unveiled a bunch of weird things, honestly, that didn't make a lot of sense. The all-digital Xbox One S that isn't even like a discount, I feel like, from the regular Xbox One S when you factor in the bundles and stuff that one has available. And the only difference between them really is that the all-digital one doesn't have a disk drive. Sony, I think, did way better and dropped news via Wired.com about the PlayStation 5, which was definitely the big story making all the rounds throughout the day, until of course this video dropped randomly in the evening. Major announcements from all of the big three on the same day. I personally find it extremely hard to believe that this was all some sort of coincidence. I think it's in my opinion that everyone wanted to put something out to take emphasis off of the other ones. And Nintendo didn't even need to talk about new hardware to get a good piece of that attention. Like, think about it. People went into yesterday thinking, oh, Xbox has this Inside Xbox episode coming, and they're going to talk about this all-digital console. And then, oh my god, there's new official info about the PlayStation 5. And then by the end of the day, it's like, oh my god, now there's the Joker update, and it's available tomorrow? It's just too much for me to believe that it all just coincidentally landed on the same day. And in that way, I think a stealth drop worked really well. Again, obviously we weren't expecting it. I fully assumed the PS5 details was going to be the big thing probably all week. But with this Smash 3.0 video, combined with the fact that the update released the next day, about as close as you can get to one of those, oh, it's available right now type moments, I think Nintendo, with this big announcement that people can play right now, kind of pulled the rug out from under everybody else and had the coolest announcement. Make no mistake about it, all three of these behemoths have new hardware on the way, with Sony and Microsoft about to start entirely new console generations. And with so much about to be at stake, you need to not only look for ways to build hype around your brand, but also attempt to take some of the hype away from your competitors. With all this big news coming from all three camps, again on the same day, I think you can fully expect to see a lot more of this over the next year or so. Each one trying to kind of come out of nowhere, swoop in, and change the topic of conversation. Maybe it was just a coincidence that all three had these big headlines to make on the same day, but like I said, I doubt it. And if shocking players and having a major shift in the discussion was their goal, Nintendo, I think, did a great job of it. Anyway, with that, this video's a wrap. Let me know your thoughts about the latest Smash 3.0 update in the comments. What do you think about the news itself? And why do you think it was randomly dropped late at night? Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this discussion of the Smash Bros. Ultimate Joker update. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you want to keep the conversation going, hit me up on Twitter, @JohnnyZakari, and join my Discord, ChiGuy and Friends. Link to both in the description below. They've actually got a Smash Bros. Tournament, I believe, going on over at the Discord this weekend with all this Smash news going on. If you're interested in that, definitely head over there for more info. And as always, thanks for watching.